When you get back your assignments or tests, what do you do with them? Do you go over them? Do you read the comments? Do you correct the answers? Most students check their marks, then plan to go over the assignment later, when they get home. When they get back, this doesn't happen. Instead, it's filed away in their binder, and their attention is directed towards the new material. This is understandable, considering how fast post-secondary studies move. Often, several concepts are discussed in a single lecture, and by the following class we have moved on to yet another topic. What if I told you these comments are vital to understanding this current coursework? Going through and reading these comments is not only crucial for future assignments, but could make a significant impact on your final exam scores. Grab your red pen. We are about to discuss 10 reasons why you should be correcting your exams and assignments, and why it is so vital to your success. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all our fresh content. If you like learning with us and growing your mind, please give us a thumbs up. This small show of support helps us out so much and also allows others to find our content easier when they need it. So go ahead and pay it forward. Allows you to assess what you know well. The most basic reason to test yourself is to determine the information you know. When studying, you need to evaluate what information you know well so that you can realize that you are ready to move past it. In almost all learning, complicated concepts are built on each other. You cannot hope to understand increasingly complex theories if you do not understand the material that comes before them. Knowing which information you clearly understand tells you not only that you can move on to more difficult concepts, but also that you can cross off putting any more heavy lifting into this one. As a side note, that's not to say that you should not review this concept altogether. It is essential that you do not completely forget about any idea. However, you can move this off of your actively studying list and onto your review list. Allows you to assess what you do not know. Nothing makes you realize concepts that you do not understand like a test. Exam time exposes you to everything that you are expected to know in one place at a single time. When you are doing your practice quizzes, make a special note of the information that you do not know. Never leave it blank. Instead, answer it as best as you can and leave a note to yourself of how and why you were struggling. When you go back to correct your work, pay careful attention to these questions. Take the extra time to fix these answers. Use this time to really link how you answered the problem when you were uncertain about the actual correct response. Correcting these answers is the second most crucial part of taking a practice exam. Once you have adjusted these answers, make sure you are writing down and creating a plan of study exercises to amend this information and reinforce it in your understanding. Allows you to assess what you think you know, but don't. You might have noticed that identifying the information that you do not know is only the second most important reason to take practice exams. This might seem counterintuitive at first, but let me explain. Identifying the information that you do not know is very important. I don't want to downplay that. However, the most essential part of taking practice exams is to identify the information that you think you know, but do not. The key here is the note to self that I asked you to write when you were uncomfortable or lacked confidence in an answer. When you go back and you correct your exam, make sure to note and pay special attention to the questions that you got wrong despite your absolute confidence in the answer. Identifying these is especially important because you think that you understand this information, but you don't. You cannot allow yourself to continue with this false confidence. Make a plan to amend your understanding, figure out why your interpretation is so far off, and how you can link it to the correct information. These concepts should also be added to your study plans. What you struggle with. When you are studying a subject, it is imperative that you develop ease or fluency with the information. If you can recall and work with a piece of information effortlessly, then you know that you're ready for test time. When you test yourself, you can note which questions you are uncomfortable working with or have anxiety in recalling. This information is handy because it indicates that you need to work on it more. Work with and review concepts until you are comfortable with them. Continue until you no longer have to pause to retrieve the information. This will give you more time to clarify and elaborate on your answers. Build confidence. Answering your practice test quickly and correctly will build the confidence you need to ease concerns about your final exams. Replicating exam conditions and completing a problematic practice quiz can alleviate test anxiety and show that you are prepared. Being able to quickly work with and recall concepts builds confidence. Imitate exam conditions as closely as possible. Put your books away, time yourself, and go somewhere unfamiliar. In doing this, you will be able to more accurately simulate the day of the final. Amend understanding. Correct wrong answers, whether you're confident in the answer or not. Fixing these responses will help to bolster new information in your brain. When you go over your practice exams, you will feel disappointed in replies that you answered incorrectly. This is a necessary process. These emotional connections to the solution, even though it's wrong, will add another layer to your understanding. Pulling up the correct information and rectifying your answers will help to fortify the new information. This amplifies the emotional attachment to it. Then, this mental association is further aided by aligning a connection between incorrect information and the correct information. The entire process will help to bring the right answer to the forefront when it's go time. Counts as studying. Doing practice exams is an excellent way to revise. Doing a quick quiz is one of the few ways that you can incorporate an entire semester's information into one study session. This can help you to instantly see any areas of weakness. You can then devise a plan to study what you need to and direct your efforts where they are most needed. Doing practice exams can be done anytime and as often as you like. Quiz yourself on everything you learned to date, or just the last set of topics that have been discussed to make sure that you're ready to move on. Practice tests are a fantastic starting point to create a plan that gauges how you are going to use upcoming study sessions. Correcting practice exams piggybacks off this usefulness. Use this opportunity as a tool to create study guides. Use them to focus your attention on questions that you got wrong or that you struggled with. Read the comments and tips from the professors and TAs. When you receive an assignment or test back, you will often notice that the markers have commented throughout. Usually, we'd read these comments, then shove the papers deep into our binders. We don't want to read them because we feel like we're being judged. This is not the case. These comments have been added to aid efforts and guide you to improving weaknesses. When you receive your assignment back, go through and read these comments. As you are doing this, also be sure to read the full question and answer that they were added to. Did you misinterpret the question? Was your answer unclear? Or was the problem something else? Taking this constructive criticism can help with your understanding of the subject that you got wrong. It can also help you in future assignments to ensure that you are giving the professor what it is they are looking for. Knowing what the professor and TAs are looking for and giving it to them is the easiest way to improve your grades. Keep these tips in the forefront of your mind when providing answers in the future. Make adjustments based on recommendations. Comments made on returned assignments and tests, as well as in class, should be incorporated into future answers. We often get stuck in a rut and continue to do things in a way that we were first taught. This method rapidly becomes most comfortable to us, even when a better approach is presented. The world is dynamic, and so is what we learn. Often, with new discoveries, better insight is revealed, and new ways of doing things are exposed. If a professor suggests a more straightforward way, or even a more complicated way of doing something, try to incorporate this into your future answers. Alleviates anxiety. Test anxiety is a real thing, and it plagues most students. Recreating exam conditions, then correcting the exam, will help you to become more aware of what you do and do not know. Identifying and addressing the information that you are not comfortable working with can help you with making a plan. Once you have corrected the practice quiz, create this plan to study the inconsistent solutions and stick to it. Do not get cocky or lazy and skip this step. Trust me, you will thank me later when these questions come up on the final. Exams and assignments are the culmination of what you have learned over the semester. Once it is completed and handed in to be graded, it does not cease being a study tool. When it is received back, it can turn into a powerful ally to your study efforts. The comments and incorrect answers are the standards to which you have to compare your understanding. The feedback that they give you is invaluable when it comes to an understanding of how you will approach these questions and similar ones on future assignments and tests. When you get an assignment back, do you go through it and read the comments? Do you correct the answers you got wrong? Or do you just look at your mark and file it away? Leave it in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. If you are so inclined, give us a thumbs up so we know you want more videos like this. Also, check out our website to get exclusive content and study materials. Just click the link in the description. Or, since you're already here, check out our study hacks and our organizational tips playlists to help you stay on top of not only schoolwork, but life as well. Be absolutely prepared, absolutely confident, absolutely stunning, with absolutely studying.